Hello everyone and welcome back to Evocative Scents. Today we will be looking at yet another clone of, you guessed it right, another dupe of Angels Share by Kilian. It is the Royal Blend from the French Avenue, a sub-brand of Fragrance World. Previously I had tried the Lattafa Khamra and the Zimaya Saraf blend. While I considered the Lattafa Khamra to be a twist rather than a clone, but the Zimaya Saraf blend was really a good take on the Kilian's Angels Share. From the bunch of these three fragrances, this one really gets close. While there is still a little bit of difference between the Angels Share and this one, but trust me on this one, it really gets close. Before moving on to the presentation and packaging, if you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button and do not forget to hit the notification bell as well. Now let's move on to the presentation and packaging. While many Middle Eastern brands come with this sort of packaging, it is rather large for a 100 ml perfume bottle. The box itself is very solid though. At the bottom of the box you get the usual barcode and made in UAE along with the manufacturing and expiry date of the fragrance. At the front it is simply a royal blend in golden color, and at the top of the box it says French Avenue. Now at the back of the box it is written French Avenue EXTRAIT de Parfum along with ingredients and the quantity of the perfume, which is 100 ml. And yes, I almost forgot that there is a hologram at the back for the authenticity of the product. Now let's quickly open up the box and see the bottle. The bottle is snugly and safely placed inside the box, and just like the Honor and Glory, there is once again a small little paper mentioning the note breakdown of this fragrance. Just a moment, let me open it up. The same design which was on the box is also present in this paper cover, and once you open it up you can see the note breakdown. It's a nice little touch here. I will explain the notes breakdown later in the video. Now let's continue with the packaging, or rather should I say to the bottle design. And just like the packaging, the bottle is also really beautiful. The glass is very well polished and there is beautiful cuts and curves to the bottle. As you can see from the sign, the bottle is very well polished, very smooth and really high quality bottle. In front there is the usual royal blend, and at the top there is French Avenue written on it. I have just one complaint with this bottle design, the cap, which is very loose and it doesn't snugly fit to the bottle. Just a clicking cap would have made this presentation flawless, or even better if it would have been a magnetic cap. Now on to the atomizer of this fragrance before we wrap up the packaging and presentation. Decent atomizer, nothing fancy, just about average. I would have loved to see a pressurized atomizer here. So overall in terms of packaging and presentation, it scores a high 8 out of 10. The nemesis that stopped it from getting a perfect score are the cap and the pressurized atomizer, which it didn't include. Now to the important part, the smell. If you have not tried any of the previously mentioned fragrances, then you may find the opening a little bit dense and thick, almost kind of a sticky nature to it. The opening is rich, sweet and boozy, along with generous dose of cinnamon in it. You will also get the smell of an apple pie. Although there are no apple notes mentioned, the smell of the apple pie arises due to the plum note, which is combined with a beautiful rich boozy note, which makes it up for a very inviting sweet smell. However, despite being a beautiful smelling fragrance, it is mostly linear in nature, so there isn't much depth in this fragrance. It doesn't change drastically from time to time, and there is very little development to this fragrance. That isn't a bad thing if you love your fragrance to smell exactly like the initial sprays you had tried with. But personally, I love to have fragrances that have a little bit more characteristic to it, with a little more depth and lot of transitions to it. The development in this fragrance is very subtle in nature. In the dry down, there is a bit of powderiness that creeps into this fragrance. The dense and thick sweetness fades away and the smell becomes more airy in nature. And this is where the royal blend is different from the Angels Share. The Angels Share in the dry down have almost a honey-like sweetness, and it is still thick and dense. That gives the fragrance a lot more longevity than this does. And despite the shortcomings that I have earlier said, I can't ignore the fact that it is still a beautiful fragrance, and it is extremely close to a very popular fragrance DNA. I would say it is somewhere in the ballpark of 80 to 90% close to the original Angels Share. And for the smell, it gets a high 8.5 out of 10. It is a perfectly unisex fragrance. Men and and women can easily rock this fragrance. It has a beautiful sweet nature to it, along with a hint of booziness. It's warm, it's inviting in nature, and I absolutely love to smell this fragrance. It smells very niche and high quality, and it smells much more expensive than it really is. I feel that this one is a more of an evening fragrance rather than a day one. This isn't a great choice for office wear. This is definitely a fragrance that you would want to wear on special occasions, or if you are sitting near a fireplace in the cold winter. The smell of apple pie along with the cinnamon with honey like vanilla sweetness to it makes it a perfect fragrance for cold winters and fall. It has a very cozy feel to it, just like a warm hug. This is a fragrance that you can consider it wearing on dates, or you can rock this fragrance in a party as well. This is certainly not a fragrance that you can wear all year round, and it is definitely not suitable for hot and warm weather. So considering all the previous points I have mentioned, and since this is an unisex fragrance, I would rate this fragrance for the versatility a solid 7 out of 10. And as far as the performance is considered, it has a mild projection to it for around 1 to 1.5 hours, and the longevity on the clothes is about 5 to 6 hours. So the performance is pretty average, to be honest. I expected a bit more from this fragrance. So for the performance, I would give it a 6 out of 10. Personally, I get more performance with the lattafa khamra. So combining all these scores along with the price, for me this fragrance scores a solid 8 out of 10. So if you are looking for a sweet winter fragrance with little bit of booziness in it, or if you are looking for an affordable alternative to Angels Share, definitely give this cologne a try. So if you like this video, hit that like button, and if you love fragrance related content, consider hitting that subscribe button for more such videos. And if you have tried this perfume, please share your experience in the comment section down below. So that's it for today's video, and as always, stay safe and stay honest.